Good morning, Reptilians. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elle and this is Elle's Reptiles. This week we are setting up more tanks. I am having fun with this, but I am honestly so excited that the era of setting all these giant tanks is almost over and I can just sit in here and relax with my animals. I'm excited for that. Anyway, this week we're going to be filling these tanks that are too tall to be able to see me and them at the same time without you like looking at my nose. We don't need that. These are both for leopard geckos. Percy is going to go in this one and Winter will be in this one. They are both going to be naturalistic setups though. Before we get started, this video is sponsored by arid geckos, so make sure to stay until the end of the video to find out all about this awesome company. Let's get started. All right, so since you can't see it in the intro, these top two tanks are going to be the ones that we are working with. They are the 36 by 24 by 18 inches tall tanks from Custom Reptile Habitats. The backgrounds are already installed. The reptile room update, building the final tanks video, is where you can see an in-depth of how this specific background was created, but we are starting with Percy's tank. So the first thing that we are going to do is put in the substrate. We are using a topsoil, play sand, and excavator clay mixture for this. Sorry that the angles aren't the best in this video. As you can see, these tanks are very high up, so getting a good angle isn't the easiest thing. I ended up using Reptiles recommended mixture for this, which is 40% topsoil, 40% children's play sand, and about 20% excavator clay. I don't exactly remember how much that came out to be, but I think it was about a bag of topsoil, a half of a 50-pound bag of sand, and a half of a bag of excavator clay. Then we're also going to add some excavator clay. And then of course you want to just mix that all up really good, and I really like the consistency that it came out as.
Really the only thing maybe I would suggest is slanting it, just sloping it down so that way she can crawl up to the glass. You can see her every once in a while.
Okay. This isn't a huge upgrade like for a 3-foot to a 6-foot tank like the ball pythons and the corn snakes, but this is a little bit of upgrade going from a 36 by 18 deep tank to 36 by 24 inch deep tanks. And I'm just going ahead and adding the water dish in first because I know that the leopard geckos are going to dig, so that way they can't get under it and hurt themselves, which these are light water dishes, so that shouldn't be an issue. I am also going to pack all of this down. That way it gives them a more firm area to dig in. And I couldn't get quite the slope that I wanted, so I'm putting this log in the front so that Percy can climb up on it and look out of the tank if she wants to, because she likes to do that. And then I'm just adding the decoration. I don't know where that giant piece of wood in the background came from, but it is super cool. And this one in the front is driftwood that I've had laying around for quite some time, and cork bark and cholla wood and our mushrooms that we make. This was one of the very first ones that we made, and Percy likes to climb on it. This is actually a magnetic version that we have not released yet because it is kind of difficult getting the magnets to stay in. And then adding in greenery. This is going to have a mixture of real and fake plants just to kind of fill it all in. Next, of course, we are adding her hot hide, and this heat bulb that you see at the top there now, it actually has been replaced with a deep heat projector since she is kind of under an air conditioner. That way she has a little bit of heat at all times. But yeah, this is the finished thing. We have a pothos and a spider plant and a fake plant, and then it's just time for her to go in. been wondering why this Pothos in Winter's tank has been doing so fantastic. Look at that thing. And Percy's has been dying, even though they have the same soil and they have the same watering schedule. Found it. This is why. On to Winter's tank. Her tank is the same size, but for her background, we did the DIY reptile background from Custom Reptile Habitats. Again, the in-depth of how we did this is in the Reptile Room Update Building the Final Tanks video from a few weeks back. Just for the sake of not being repetitive, we're going to kind of skip ahead in this one. So you see the background is already in there, and we are adding the same mixture here. So we are doing play sand, topsoil, and excavator clay mixture. Just like with Percy, Winter is also going to get a fake log in the front of her tank so that she can stand on top of it and look out if she wants to. I'm also adding in her DIY hides that we made and the moist hide that is the same one that Percy has, and this super cool spider wood from her old tank. Her succulents ended up dying because I didn't have a strong enough light, so we're just gonna skip that this time. These are the lights on top. Again, they both now have deep heat projectors and they have linear UVB lighting as well. Ignore all the dust up there. I didn't realize how dusty it was until after I finished recording, and it has been dusted. And then it's just time to put Winter in. And she just, she just leaped in. And that's it. That is the end of the video. We got 2 tanks set up, so hopefully if you were looking for leopard gecko setup ideas, maybe you got some, even though they're very similar. I know that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to set up, and they have a little bit more room, and that is exciting. I'm excited about that. As I said at the beginning of this video is sponsored by Arid Geckos. Arid Geckos is a wonderful company that has been sponsoring us here for quite a while because I like the company so much. They make conversion kits for tanks, so we often talk about inexpensive options for things here on this channel, and if you want a front opening tank for your arboreal animals, especially like crested geckos, then a conversion kit may be what you are looking for. You just take a glass tank that you have laying around, you stick that conversion kit in, and you have now converted that into a front opening tank. And if you want more of a DIY project, you can take the top panel off and you can put like a screen lid or something on top, so that way you can put UVB lighting on top or heat lights or whatever else you need to do. They're fantastic. I could not recommend this company enough. If you do happen to order one of these from iHeartGeckos.com, make sure to leave Elle's Reptiles in the How Did You Hear About Us box. That way they know that you guys are coming from here. Thank you so much to Arid Geckos for continuing to sponsor these videos. If you haven't already, please feel free to follow me on my other socials and like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications every single time I put out a new video, which is every Sunday and some Wednesdays. This week's Instagram shout out is here, and this week's subscriber shout out is here. Thank you so much for liking and following and subscribing and commenting and sharing and all that jazz. You are the bee's knees. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye. Leopard Gecko. Be pretty similar, I guess, kind of. Actually, not really, because we have different pieces, so hopefully they'll look pretty different. They are. Let's get started. Let's get started. But that is it. That is all I have for the video. I think I said all that already. This was a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have. Was I just looking over there the whole time? Probably. And then we're going to record Zaz's when her tank is done, so we can just sit on the floor and record it, and we don't have all this crap everywhere. So this thumbnail will be this, but we're going to lower it behind me. We'll cut me out. I'll be like this, and then we'll get the thing.